St. Thomas University Digital Journalism and New Media present.
Welcome to this week's Basement Files. I'm Julia Pazzano.
And I'm Zachary Russell, and here are today's top stories.
Afghan refugees find themselves displaced in their own country and around the world. Many are finding it very difficult being away from their family.
Cultural markets are making people from around the world feel at home, from local ingredients to some from across the globe.
Finally, finding yourself without a home at a young age can be difficult. Fredericton's Homeless Youth Organization is trying to help.
Looking for a greener way to clean? UNB Sustainability shows us how to use essential oils to get the job done. Laura McDonald has the story.
UNB Sustainability hosted an event on campus as part of Sustainability Week. The Essential Oils Workshop focused on how the oils are more than just something you can use in your home to make it smell nice. The focus was on using them for their eco-friendly properties.
What we're doing today is we're teaching people how to utilize essential oils in order to clean their house. So every participant will learn how essential oils work, but they'll also leave with one type of cleaner.
The organizers presented a PowerPoint on the property each oil possesses. They explained that fruity citrus smells would have different effects than floral leafy scents. A lemon essential oil is good for window cleaning since it cuts through grease easily, while tea tree oil is a good bathroom cleaner since it's a disinfectant. Essential oils are safer than chemicals to work with, since they are natural substances that can be found in trees, fruits, and leaves.
The reason they're so good at cleaning is because their natural properties of helping the plant in their natural ecosystem can also help us in different ways. So for instance, Melaleuca, which is tea tree, it naturally grows in Australia in wet areas, so in a humid, wet environment. And because of that, the plant needs a way to combat mold and fungus and things like that.
The workshop had materials to make an all-purpose spray, tea tree toilet cleaner, and lemon mint window wash. However, they also gave out instructions on how to make eco-friendly laundry detergent and bug repellent. The organizers gave even more information on essential oils, saying that you can even follow recipes to cook with. But they also gave warning that certain oils, such as pine, are harmful to ingest.
UNB Sustainability recommends using these cleaning products because they are eco-friendly and also fun to make. Laura McDonald, Stu Journalism.
Looking at international affairs, 18 years later and the war in Afghanistan persists. Violence continues to plague the Afghan people, fueling the refugee crisis in the country. Here's Mary Gannon giving us an inside look.
In Afghanistan's capital, Kabul, streets are filled with horses and donkeys alongside children walking to school. Sidewalks are lined with fruit stands, clothing carts, and various shops where owners are desperately trying to make a living. At first glance, you wouldn't assume there are an estimated 2 million internally displaced people within the country, let alone over 2.5 million refugees across the world. In 2018, Canada welcomed just over 28,000 refugees into the country. Afghan asylum seeker Amr Masood recently received his permanent residency in Canada.
I grew up with my family, and sometimes I really miss them. Most of the time I really miss them. And second one, I see the situation over there is not safe. So that's the security reason I want them to stay here at least. At least like they have safe life and continue their lives like other people.
Everyone is up early at the refugee camps in hopes of earning some money for the day. From cooking kebabs for locals to collecting discarded plastic bottles, while Kabul's natural mountainous barrier keeps it cool in the morning and throughout the night, the afternoon sun quickly heats the city, halting work outside. The camp is crawling with dozens of young boys and girls, amongst them only one boy dressed in the school uniform with a backpack for the day. Despite their poverty, the children in the camp sported colorful garments and intricate henna. They ran around playing games such as tag and cricket. Mud huts stand with tattered UNHCR tarps and blankets acting as makeshift doors. In these harsh conditions live Afghan refugees from all over the country. One man has only returned to his hometown of Beglan once. Despite the logos of the UNHCR scattered throughout the camp, their presence and aid has long been forgotten by its residents. Though Canada is among the top countries in welcoming and resettling refugees, only a small fraction of refugees worldwide were actually benefited.
With millions of Afghans displaced within their own nation and millions more seeking refuge in countries near and far, it is clear this crisis will not end soon. This is Mary Gannon reporting for Stu Journalism.
Thanksgiving is usually a time for celebrating with friends and family, but those in St. John decided to celebrate something else this past weekend: cultural diversity. Hillary Latham has the story.
On Thanksgiving weekend, the International Culture Fest took over TD Station. The people of St. John came down to celebrate the diverse culture in New Brunswick. Countries and cultures from all over the globe were represented at the Culture Fest. Culture Fest is a unique opportunity to check out food, fashion, art, and games from other cultures. Each vendor had their own unique spin on their booth.
So today we're basically showcasing our grocery marketplace because we just launched yesterday. So we have different goods from Syria and also from Iraq. So they allow you to experience a different culture without having to travel there and get their cuisine.
Culture Fest offers a fun and social way for locals to try out something new. This is also a great way to check out what local business owners and entrepreneurs have to offer. Live performances were scheduled throughout the day, and a library was set up so those from different cultures could chat.
Nice. So this time I volunteered here. I want people to know Chinese culture. I also want to know their culture. So I enjoy this conversation with different people.
From China to India to South America and all the way back to New Brunswick, Culture Fest brought out people of all ages and cultures to come out and share their lives with one another. This is Hillary Latham reporting for Student Journalism.
If you're not in the St. John area, Fredericton has its very own cultural market featuring foods from around the world. Fredericton's Cultural Market runs every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Cultural Center. It hosts vendors selling foods and crafts from around the globe. You can enjoy a variety of foods, sweet or savory. The Cultural Center celebrates the diversity of Fredericton's community. You may love coffee, but here's why you shouldn't overlook its side effects. Young Ji Jun covers the story.
Caffeine, a powerful drug many consume to boost you through the day and keep you up at night.
According to the Coffee Association of Canada, 2/3 of Canadians consume more than 3 cups a day and are 10th on the world coffee consumption.
To no surprise, the major drivers of the coffee industry are 19 to 30 years old. Consumers choose to overlook the negative effects coffee may cause in exchange for that extra energy.
I like coffee because of the energy, but lots of coffees have a really good taste too, and once you keep drinking coffee, you can't stop.
The U.S. Food and Drug Administration warns one should limit daily intake to about 4 cups, but every person has a different metabolism, which means for some, a cup of coffee is plenty enough.
I started drinking coffee in my first year of university, and it was a terrible experience because I noticed that instead of being more attentive and able to do my schoolwork, instead I became really anxious and jittery to the point where I felt like I was so hyperactive that I couldn't do anything but jump.
FDA states that overdrinking coffee can lead to anxiety, dehydration, headache, and dysphoria. Drinking coffee 6 hours before bed isn't recommended if you want a good sleep.
Well, yeah, I would say if you drink too much coffee, it could cause some anxiety, definitely. But that's why my second cup in the afternoon is decaf.
It can protect from heart-related disease and diabetes. Like red wine, black coffee can be healthy in moderation. Young Jujun, reporting Stu Files Journalism.
Now we'll head over to the Fredericton Capitol Exhibit Center, where some people are getting ready for Christmas early. Stu reporter Fiona Steele has the story.
With Christmas right around the corner, well, wait a minute. It isn't even November yet. But that didn't matter to vendors selling at the Fredericton Fall Craft Show from October 4th to 6th. Vendors selling holiday and winter goods sat beside those with fall and Halloween decorations. Along with holiday items, a number of environmentally friendly booths were present, an increase from past years. Booths offering bar shampoo, eco-friendly laundry detergent, and all-natural products were as many as the holiday booths.
My husband's a firefighter, so 6 years ago, our deck swing needed a new seat. So he knew there was fire hose in the dumpster at work. So he brought 2 rolls home and wove a new seat for our swing.
And 6 years later, Pew's company, Out of the Ashes, offers hand-sewn recycled products out of fire hose, like messenger bags, dog toys, and tote bags. Another booth, the Green Sisters, was formed after 2 New Brunswick College of Craft and Design students wanted to offer eco-friendly products that are locally and sustainably made.
It's hard to tell, but I guess one of my favorites is the felted soaps. It's one of the oldest ways to make soap, and it also prevents waste because they're wrapped in wool and silk. The wool will help to dry the soap and keep in shape. And as you use the soap, the wool and silk will shrink with the soap. And when you don't have the soap anymore, you still have another product, which is just a little small disc that you can use to exfoliate your skin.
So whether you're looking for baked goods, handmade crafts, or an eco-friendlier solution, you could probably find it among the more than 100 exhibitors present. Well, it's 6 o'clock and folks are starting to clear up for the Fredericton Craft Fair. But don't worry if you missed out. Event organizers are planning a couple more before Christmas. This is Fiona Steele reporting for Stu Journalism.
Red dresses have once again made an appearance around Canada to bring attention to the issue of missing and murdered Indigenous women.
Jamie Black is a Métis multidisciplinary artist who started the Red Dress Project. She hangs the dresses like the ones on the St. Thomas campus all around Canada. They are hung in remembrance of missing or murdered Indigenous women to bring attention to the issues rising against them. They continue to pop up each year and will continue in the future. Temperatures are getting colder in Fredericton, and while most people take that as a sign to put their camping gear into storage, some think it's the best time of the year to spend a night outdoors. Alicia Wieland has the story.
I'm here at the 12 Hours for Homeless event in front of the New Brunswick Legislature, where many groups are just setting up for a cold night outdoors in support for Fredericton's homeless youth.
14 groups of all ages cozied up on the lawn of the legislature to raise money for Fredericton's homeless youth. The annual Campout has been in place since the early 90s, originally meant to raise money for building Chrysalis House, and now its funds go directly to supporting the organization. The groups were provided with mountains of cardboard to help them build shelters for their night spent outdoors, but were otherwise left to their own devices. Program coordinator Sarah Cassie spent her day gathering cardboard and working out the kinks that came along with rebranding the fundraiser.
This year is a transition year for us. We rebranded the event to be 12 Hours for Homeless Youth because we really wanted to highlight who the target demographic is that we are supporting.
Even though the Campout is smaller than previous years, the crowd is quite diverse. From local businesses well-versed in housing to high school students trying to give their shelters a creative pop, everyone aimed to be warm and show off their creative side. Some even traveled to be in Fredericton for that chilly night. Sweven Swevenson from Grand Manan wants everyone to know that hope keeps you afloat.
Programs, so I decided to travel here to Fredericton and support them. I'm really excited about being part of it, and we're just hoping it won't rain because I don't think it'll float.
Temperatures dropped to 0 degrees, but with the help of craftsmen and a potential dance floor, no one seemed too worried about the frigid air. A variety of sponsors and community participants helped raise over $16,000 for Chrysalis House, but you can be sure everyone was happy to hit their pillow the next morning. Alicia Whelan, reporting for St. Thomas Journalism.
Finally, as midterms come to an end, students were stressed and focused on their classes. A stress they didn't expect is finding somewhere to park. Matthew Daigle has the story.
Parking at the University of New Brunswick has become a glaring issue. Construction on campus has limited parking for students and faculty. With little space available, students have to find and park in locations nowhere near their classes. Some students are forced to park on lawns and traffic lines. As a result, fines by UNB security are commonplace, some reaching $100. Caitlin Viennot is a biochemistry student who has only an hour to find a spot before class. An open spot for her could mean anywhere on College Hill.
And then I make my way to the sub parking lot. If there's nothing there, I go to the BMO, which usually is not very lucky there. Then I go to DKT. If I can't find DKT parking, I go down to the pool, which is a good 20-minute walk from my class.
One issue with school parking is that there are more parking passes than spots available. This comes from residence passes for on-campus students taking up availability for off-campus students. VNO thinks there shouldn't be so many passes available for people who can just walk to class.
They do bring their cars to school only for after-class activities, mostly to drive around the city. And I don't think that's necessary in order to get to their class compared to people who don't live on campus and really need to get to their class on time.
Some students can't take it anymore. A small group protested at the securities building in hopes to change the parking policy. These protesters sat and told their stories and problems with parking. Aaron Cabot planned the sit-in over Facebook. He heard complaints online, and he wanted to show his and everyone's problems with parking at UNB.
A lot of people are having frustrations with, after paying for a pass, they can't find a spot they can actually park in.
As the semester continues, snowbanks will start filling up more spots, making parking harder and dangerous. This is Matthew Daigle, Stu Journalism, Fredericton.
That's it for this week's Basement Files. If you miss a newscast, you can find it on our website. For Stu Journalism, I'm Julia Pazzano.
And I'm Zachary Russell. Don't forget to join us in 2 weeks for the next newscast.